Hey. Oh, where's my headphones? I always forget something. How crazy is that? Hello. Right, just get my glove back on. Hi, thank you for joining. Going to welcome the next part of my 2EE today. Took a little while to log on. I wanted to come in a bit earlier, but I was having a few technical issues, but I've managed to get it on. So, and I've not put my camera on today because I look a bit rough and ready, so I'm just going to do the digital stuff today and not have the camera. So I hope you still enjoy the stream regardless, and we'll see how far we can get with it today. I'm not planning to stay too long on this one, probably about an hour or so, because I've got other things I need to do and I don't want to spend too much time on this at the moment, but also I want to learn how to speed up the whole process as well, do it a lot quicker going forwards. But for anyone that's been watching, this is where I'm at with the redraw of the 2EE. And quick disclaimer for anyone that doesn't know, this original drawing or original character is one of Draw with Jazz's channel, Rogue Star role-playing game. So the original concept for this guy was actually Jazz's, but this particular version is my creation or my interpretation of his character, and just been working on just painting it and just developing it and showing off, I suppose in some ways, my my newly and growing digital skills. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so let's get cooking. So last week mainly focused on the helmet, and we got quite far with that. So just to sort of show you, let me just get rid of the outline a second. Is that the right one? Oh, it's been a bit slow. It might actually be good to push the one. There you go. So that's the outline there, and this is what we've done so far. In fact, let me make sure that you can still hear me. Yep, seems to be fine. In fact, let me turn the music down just a smidge, so you're not deafened by my voice, by the music, and hope you can hear my voice a little better. But yeah, so this is where I got to. Got quite far, and I did a bit of tweaking before I came on the screen, just on this little bit here. So I'm going to just try and finish off the rest of this, the helmet and the dome, and just add a bit more detail to it. Now, because I've got these bits already, I'm going to sort of use that to my advantage and try and recreate the next little segments. Just trying to save myself drawing it numerous times over and over again. So I'm going to be doing that first of all. So let's click on this. And let's do a copy. And on top. There we go, that's perfect. So let's zoom in a little bit. Because what I want to do is I want to make these little mini segments of this for the top part of his this part of his helmeto. Right, now I might need to warp this a little bit. Then again, actually no, I might not need to. Actually, I might not need to. Let's see how we get on. Because what I do is if I put if I rotate it, get my brush tool out and put a little mask on it. I hope everybody's well today. Hope you're doing all right. Oops, that's not quite what I wanted to do. Oop. Ah, darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. In fact, what I need to probably do is group this a second. Yeah. Let's rotate it again. And then put a brush on it. Then put a mask and then a brush. Look at that. There we go. So that gives that nice little segment there that I was looking for. Yeah, trying to rethink what sort of what to chat about. So do feel free to talk in chat. I will try my best to keep up with what you're saying, if you're saying anything at all. In fact, to tell you what, I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to put my website on, my YouTube channel on screen, but without any sound, obviously. So it might sound for a little bit, but this is just so that I can see the chat every so often, so I can look at chat every 5 minutes. So I need that to open up for a second. So bear with me. But I'll carry it while it's loading. Just carry on. Right, so we've got this bit in there. So what I want to do is just add a couple of bits up here as well. And in fact, what I might do, so if I copy this, rotate it. Oops, not that. Sorry. Get the right bit. Rotate that way. Shift that up here. And just make it a tiny bit smaller. You'll see why I'm doing that in a minute. Okay, so let me check my channel. Okay. So yeah, as I say, just bear with me, because I say what I want to do is I want to get the chat up. I do have it on my PlayStation, but it doesn't seem to be showing any chat. And obviously, if anyone asks a question, I don't know what you're going to be saying, so I need to be able to see what you're saying. Okay. Right. Yeah. So what I'm doing here, if you can see, there's this little bit here. There's lots of little segments, so I'm going to use this for that. Okay. Right. Let's rotate this a little bit more. Bring it over. Copy again. Too many of these. Maybe just one more set, and then bring that up there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is if I make them more into individual smart objects, so I can actually play around with them. So there we go. Right. Then I've been a lot interested in the last few days actually. I've had the opportunity to just chill and relax a bit this week. Not had any work, well, apart from commission work. And I came across a video about these. I don't know if you've heard of them. These IT scammers, where they ring random people, or hook people into contacting their call center, and start saying they got viruses on their PC, and you have to pay X amount of money for them to put a security fix on your computer, so that they can basically what's the word I'm looking for here? Actually, can I get rid of that? Actually, 1 second. Is that going to make a? Sorry, just distracted a little bit. Yeah, no, yeah, we'll take those off. Yeah, so they basically they work in a way they convince you that there's something wrong with your computer, and they can put some security fixes on it for you, and there's obviously a fee involved with that as well. And the thing about these scams is that if you have any kind of computer, whether it be a Mac or a PC or whatever, you don't need to go to these guys and pay fortune to get it fixed. If you've got a security software, it will do it. Microsoft and Apple all have their own direct technical support who can help you, and chances are you won't have to fork out any money at all unless there really is something wrong with your PC. But these guys play on that and convince people that it's all needed. But anyway, so but I came across a video that basically, and I think this is really brilliant personally, and they basically really expose what they're doing. So they will go out, contact these companies, and basically either just give them a hard time, so that anyone watching the videos is aware of what they do, or just simply expose them. It's been absolutely fascinating, and because I've had these calls, oh yeah, we've detected a virus in your computer, and I've always kind of just ignored them, told them to get lost, the usual thing. But obviously I've never really seen exactly what they do. But these guys, so just making sure that's in the right place. That's it. But these guys have really made an effort to kind of show them up for who they are. Right, so let me see if I can see the chat now. Oop, why is it going on there? There we are. Right, so I can see chat now. So if you want to say anything, you want to conversate or whatever, I've got the chat up, so do feel free to talk. It's not on an easy to see screen, so I will have to stop and jump onto that screen every so often. So if I don't reply straight away, do bear with me, I will come back to you. But anyway, yeah, so I've been watching these channels on where these guys are doing all this kind of stuff, and just really playing these guys at their own game, and it's really fascinating. Some go to the point where they just literally mess with their computer, start deleting files and all that kind of stuff, which is quite an extreme thing to do, but these guys at the end of the day are conning people out of money. Innocent victims, usually elderly or people that are vulnerable in some way or form. Certainly people that are naive are not really computer savvy to realise that actually these guys are just really playing tricks on me and to get money out of me. And it's amazing to think that some of the things that they do is actually get you to pay in vouchers. So whether it be Amazon or Walmart vouchers or Apple vouchers, and it's just like, what? And it's sad that you know, that there are people out there that don't even question that. You know, why am I paying in vouchers? That doesn't sound right. I mean, what company would ever ask for money in vouchers, realistically? But unfortunately, there are people out there that have been tricked by these guys. But it's just amazing to think that these guys have got away with it. But to see these channels that actually go out of the way to expose them and give them a bit of a, for want of a better word, a run for their money, it's kind of good, really. I'm kind of pleased that there are guys out there that are doing everything they can to first of all expose them, as I said, but also to distract them from actually conning people. So apart from the fact that they in some of these cases they are actually just really messing up their computer so they can't con anyone, but they're also wasting their time so that they're not so that every time that they're spent with somebody that knows what they're up messing with the computer, they're not scamming somebody else. And I admire these people that can do it. I couldn't do it myself. I couldn't do all the whole computer thing. I'd be too worried about exposing my own computer to it. But it's just amazing what these guys are doing, and I'm glad that somebody is doing something about it. You know, that somebody somewhere is actually doing something to stop these people from conning. But obviously these need to be completely stopped. But I have to be honest, I got really hooked on it when I found these videos. I got really hooked on them in a good way, because it helps me to understand what they're about. So if ever I get a call on them, not that I would go to the level that these guys are on, which is to access their computer and all this kind of stuff, at least to know that somebody out there is doing something to stop these guys from tricking people and conning people. So it's really good. It's really cool. All right, so that's that. Let's have. Tell you what, if I go to this one, get my V. If I go to this one, copy and bring this up to the corner, just so there's one poking at the edge there. That's it. And if I remove the outline, so let me hide this one, hide these guys, wires, there we go, get rid of the outline. So we've got a nice little segment on the helmet there. Now I think I probably need to put a bit more colour on it, some shadow on it, just to sort of bring them, make it feel a bit more solid in that part. So let's go there. But unlike, I've got all the details in it that was on the original drawing, so to worry about that at this point. So go back into the helmet. Let's group everything so everything's got groups. It's easy to collapse. There we go. Is that anything at all? Okay. So I'm going to go for my blender brush this time. And I'm going to have slightly lighter. I've got quite a light dark colour. I'm just going to add shadow, hopefully. Why is that not working? Hmm. Oh no, it's there. It's it. Okay. Right, let's change this slightly. Okay, let's do this slightly different way. If I go here, and then under that one. That's it. Now let's brush it. It's not letting me do it. Why is it not letting me do it? Should do. There we are. Okay, so let's add a layer there. In fact, let me zoom in just a touch. Because what I want to do is I want to have a bit. There we go. I want to have a bit of shadow underneath all these different bits. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So a bit underneath there. Obviously, you need a bit on that as well. A little bit darker. Obviously, you need some for the wires as well. A little bit darker here. It just helps give it sell the 3D element of this. So I'm going to have one more layer of dark before I blur it in. Okay, so let's give a nice light blur. Don't want to go too heavy. So 5. Perfect. There we go. Okay, so I want to do some inside here. So again, same thing. So brush, a bit lighter. Do that bit first. I'll do this one first, and then I'll do the wires after. Otherwise, what will happen is we'll merge it as one big. It'll merge it too easily, too much as one piece, rather than keeping it separate. Okay, there we go. Okay, so again, that percentage was right. So boom. Quick check on chat. No chat. Okay, cool. Right, and then another bit, but this time for the wires. Right, just rotate a little. Come on, brush pen. There we go. Now, because they're brushes and so they're wires, I don't want to be right underneath it. That's it. A little thinner. But I don't want it too thick because wire's going to be slightly further apart. Okay, so 5 is too heavy. So let's change the filter to something a bit less. So 2. 2's good. See how we got that nice little bit of depth going on there. Okay, so let's go to this bit here. Brush again. That's it. Brilliant. I didn't think so. Does that work? Okay. Now, to be fair, if I did this, put this much work in on the actual competition, cool as it would have been, I would never have got it finished anywhere near time. Okay, and then this segment here. So again, a new layer. And a brush. Oops. So I know you can't probably see much going on there. But it's just kind of important to... Subtle details is what makes all the difference. And then this bit here. Now, before I go any further... Yeah, that's what I thought. I need to make sure I'm on top of all of the layers this time. And the wire's not so far away, so get away with just putting a bit more directly underneath. Shadow there. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so I think I've done enough on the... Oh, there's got one more bit I need to do, which is this one here. Okay. That's it. Actually, there's two more bits I need to do. Actually, just realised something. There's another area I need to do. Okay, and blur by 5 this time. Excellent. And then this last bit, yeah, well, semi-last bit. This one I can afford to put a little shade because there's a lot more edge on this one, and I can do it here as well. Oh, I can do that. That's cool. Didn't think I could, but there you go. I think that should be that way, shouldn't it? Yeah. Okay. Next bit down. Up here as well. Because again, it just hopefully sells the edge of the helmet. Okay, blur. Really? Why are you making that noise? Seriously, I don't know why it does that. There we go. Alright, anything in chat yet? Nope, that's fine. I'm trying to get used to speaking on chat. Right, so, but yeah, going back to what I was saying. So these videos have been amazing. It's just really fascinating to watch and to see what these guys are doing. In terms of, right, for some reason that is see-through and I can see what's going on. That's interesting. Not quite sure why that is. Why is that see-through? That shouldn't be see-through at all. Sorry, I'm not quite sure why this is see-through. It's just weird. There we go. It's hidden now. Yeah, but it's just, I say, it's one of those things where you just think it's nice to have, you know, all these crank calls you get, all these, you know, unsolicited calls to try and get you up, to con you out of money. It's nice that there are people out there that are actually fighting them, who've got the computer skills to actually go back and say no, I'm not having it. It's cool. Right, okay, so that's where we're at the moment. It's a quick save. So there's one more thing I want to do on the helmet before I move to the next bit, and that is this side bit, because I have an idea of what I'm going to do here. Now if I bring back the Let's minimize these things again. That's that bit there, okay. So I'm just closing some of these fields so I can see that bit here on the side, this bit here. I think that would be really good to have like a robotic rim on it, so I'm going to do something on that. So that's going to be the next thing I'm going to do, but let me hide the outline first so I don't go in the wrong place. So is that the bit? Yes, it is. Perfect. Okay. And I'm going to change brush to this one. Change it back to 100%. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring back the outline in a second. I'm going to just bring a circular shape down here. Now I've got to make sure that it fits the head shape properly. I will erase some of these lines in a moment, but I just want to get it so that it looks, so at least the line is straight. Okay, and let's erase it. Hopefully you'll see where I'm going with this in a moment. Now use the darkest bit here first, because inside here you can't see anything at all, so it makes sense to just have this pure, maybe not pure black, but certainly very, very dark. On this edge. Okay, and rotate it. Let's get rid of this bit because I don't want it all the way down here. Okay, let's get rid of this outline because I don't need it now. Cool. How does that look? Brilliant. Okay. In fact, tell you what, I don't like it just going on the edge there. I want it to come, I actually want it to be more like it's got a round ear, it's going around his ear a bit. So it's a bit more like that. In fact, I think it's too big. Yeah, I think it's a bit too big. I'm not happy with the size on that. So let's do a bit more work on it. Round it this way. Come on. There, I think that's better. Oops. There we are. There we go. That looks good. Looks good, looks good, looks good. Quick chat to see if there's any chat. Nope, no chat, that's fine. Hopefully I'm not frozen. Okay, so back we go. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I was going to let me see, how does that look? Let me just zoom in a second. Yeah, I think I was going to do it as the next bit outside of that black line, but I think it'd be better if I do it inside. So I'm going to make a mask on this. So select a mask, and hopefully you'll see where I'm going with this. Okay, and going to modify it by 1 this time, because I just want to make sure it's just wide enough for this to work. And this is going to be the shine bit. So shine, and okay, good, mask is there, brilliant. Okay, so hopefully now you can start to see what I'm doing here. So we'll go from this side first, and blend a brush, make it relatively small. Are you doing anything? Why? Oh, that's because I'm doing it on the mask, you doofus. What a stupid idiot. What a silly man. There we go. This is where I need to do it. There we go. So let's try that again. So hopefully you can get you're getting the idea what I'm trying to create here. Nice line on the inside. I'm not doing it all the way through, and I'm going to also just sharpen this edge a little bit, because I'm going to make a new mark in addition to this. Okay. Okay, I need to just do one teensy bit here. That's it, right. Just going to make sure that this works. There we are. Sorry, I know I'm quite focused at the minute on this. Okay, right. So that's selected. Let's whoops, wrong one. Bring it in a bit more. There we go. Don't need that edge. Okay. So first that to bring it in. Who's sending me messages? And then mask. So group this bit and then mask again. Because now what I'm going to do, in fact, what I need to do first is just refine it so that it's nice and smooth. That's it. In fact, let me change the brush because too much of a jagged edge there. I don't need to be smooth edge. That's it. Okay. So now we go back to the blender and choose a lighter colour. Oh, actually no, so I need to go back to here. Oh, hang on a minute. Why have we got this black line here? What's going on here? Why is this doing this? For some reason... Ah, right, there we are. That's where it was at. This is the problem with masks. Sometimes you don't realise it's revealing more than it should. Yep. Right. We'll get there eventually. Okay, so let's go back here to this. Brush it in. Is it doing it? Yep. So I'm just filling in that gap there. Right, okay. Alright. It's annoying it didn't go quite to plan that I'd hoped there. But we've got the blender brush now, so we should now be able to add a little bit of shine on it. In fact, that's the wrong colour. So let me get rid of that. Let me choose this colour again. Because I'm trying to keep it so it's the same, so it blends in with that colour. There we go. That's better. But it's just about catching the light. Right, and then one more. Actually, maybe two more. Okay, so that's that. Give that a little bit of a blur. Not sure what level. 3. Try 2. No, 2, not 32. Okay. And then one more on top for good measure. Because what I'm going to do now is give this thin edge. This is a little trick I've been learning more recently on metal, is having that little extra edge where it's catching the light. It's a really cool little trick that seems to make it metal look even more metal than it would normally. But you've got to be very, very, very scarce with it. Because if it's you've got too much edge, it ruins the effect. Just get rid of that. There we go. See how, don't know if you can see that, if I zoom in just a little, not too much, see how it's given that nice little metallic edge there? So it's giving the sense that there's a gap in there, but there's a little bit of an edge. Alright. Now there's one thing I do feel like, does it need it? I feel it needs, just need to smarten that edge on here up a bit. So I'm going to rotate and change my brush for a second. And change the settings to 100. See if anyone's said hi. No, no one's saying hi. Oop, what's going on there? What happened there? What happened there? Let me zoom my screen out a bit. Okay, right, so I want to try and sharpen this edge up a bit, so I'm going to zoom in for a moment, rotate a little bit. When it comes to these things, I like things to be as perfect as I can get them. I'm not perfect, but I want to get them as neat and as accurate as I can, because I said I'm trying to improve on the way I construct these things as well. And it's been a fun journey learning how to do these things better. It really has been something I've really enjoyed growing in my digital art, digital painting and stuff like that. But I've still got some lessons to learn in regards to that. Okay, let's fix that as well. Anywhere else? Anywhere else? No, I think apart from that little bit there. Good. Right. Quick save. So let's move on to the next thing now, because I don't want this to all be about that segment. So what's the next thing we haven't done? Oops. Okay, so the head is that. Alright, so let's bring back my outline. Now I know there's detail in the face, but I'll do that. That's going to come later. But what I can do is do some shadow on the main part of the main part of the face there. So let's do that first. Okay. Let's get the colour in. Oh, need my blender. This blender brush is brilliant. I love it. I know these brushes are, in case if anyone was interested, these are actually Jazz's brushes, and I know that the blender is usually just to blend all the different pieces, but I find it's really good for just adding shadow and stuff like that. Everybody uses differently, but for me, that's the thing that sells this particular brush for me personally. Now I'm being a bit experimental with this, because I'm not really sure how I'm going to shade this face yet, but I do keep a bit of shine in different places where I can. In fact, I've done that there, but perhaps I should have. Actually, no, I'll leave it. I'll leave it as it is, because all the others are going to get covered up anyway. But yeah, but I find it's really kind of really building for me anyway. Oop, why is it being slow all of a sudden? For really building the shape of face or shadows and things like that. I find it really useful for that. See, like here, shine going on. Try not to put too much shadows on everything. But this is all going to be covered up by the eyes anyway, but you should just get the basic sort of shape there. Just out of curiosity, there we are. Right. Okay, so another depth. What I'm doing is I'm trying to give, you know how your face normally contours where your cheeks are and everything else, I'm trying to give that sense on this particular piece, this particular element. But again, it's going to get covered up anyway, so I'm not worrying too much on this far side, because that's going to be all in the light anyway. Maybe just a little bit under the nose a bit. So just angling it a little bit. Hopefully you can start to see where the shape is, where the shape we're trying to portray is coming from. A lot of this is experimental, just really learning how to do this better and how to just improve on my painting, my digital painting skills. Now there is this bit here which I hadn't focused on, but I need to start thinking about. And there's a bit, and this is the other side of it, by the looks of it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm going to blur this in a moment. And then once I have blurred it, then what I will then do is see what I do to refine it a bit, but without the lines, because this should be enough for me to see what I've got to work with. Okay, so before I do anything else, let's get rid of the outline first, so you can see this is the sort of the shape that we're going for. So let's do some refinements before we go any further. In fact, let me bring this down, just zoom in just a smidge. Back to the brush. So before I do any kind of actual shadow, I'm making sure areas that I've missed are visible. And it looks relatively accurate to the character. Alright, I think that's probably about all I need. Okay, so let's get the blur going. Now, what level should it be? Let's try 5, 10. I think 10 is way too much. Let's try 8, 6. Let me check something. Go back to blur. Okay, 20. Oops. Just going to play around with the different levels of blur so that I got the right. I'm going to try that, but I'm going to just reduce it by 50. Oh! Ah, darn it, I've only gone and put it on the main layer. What a silly person. Okay. Okay. Let me just quickly do this. Bit silly of me. Modify by 2. Yep. Get my brush out and fill the... Ooh. Fill these gaps that I saw a minute ago. Right, so now if I blur it should be a bit better. Trying to think what the right level is. Right, I think that's going to be okay. Because what I'm going to now do is just go into this and just try to work it in a bit better. I say a lot of this is experimental, but I just want to make sure that this really plays. But I've got the base going on, which is what I was trying to get to. Just get that base layer on there. Obviously that's inside the helmet. There we go. Oops. Made a slight boo-boo there. This bit here is me right in the background. Yeah, I think I just realised something. This bit here is we move down here anyway, so I shouldn't worry too much about that. Okay, and then let's do this part here. Okay, and then we'll do one more level. So I'm just trying to work out, as I'm doing this, I'm just trying to work where the shade is going to fit, so that it looks reasonably 3D. And that last little bit there. Just move that as well. Okay, right. So I'm going to hide this again. Put a much softer blur this time. 10. Okay. So let's have a look. Chat, if anybody's saying anything. No, not yet. That's cool. Oh wow, an hour already. Wow. Didn't think it was that long already. Alright, that's cool. So let's go back here. Because what I want to do now is start brushing in this. So now this is this was here, but I'm moving it down here so that it fits more with this. It's still going to be there, but I'm just going to move it because I think that's why I checked, because I did some changes on the actual face itself to make it fit better, and I forgot about that, which is why I'm doing this way now. Okay, so now I've got that in. Let's remove the outline again. Hopefully you can see that a bit better now, what I was going with. Right, let me just erase a little bit. And this is just so I can get the shape right. There we go. Right, so back to brush. A bit darker this time. And what I'm trying to do is I'm doing the shadow on the top more for that one, but on the bottom of the other one. Which again should hopefully sell the shadow better, in theory. Whether it will work in practice is another thing. And one last element. Okay. Yeah, 5's good actually. 5's good. So what I now need to do is I'm zooming in a bit. Because what I want to do, let's start this side I think, is let's make that a little larger. I want to straighten this up because that's going to... Sorry, I'm losing off concentration there. Just trying to curve it a bit so it's just got a bit of a straighter edge and it looks more metal. Whoops! Why are you doing the brush for, you doofus? So it just looks more robotic. Okay. E again. Oh, I went to see Men in Black yesterday. The international one. Very good. Very, very good. It's a nice nod to the original. Still got the original tune, which is another plus. Always good when they keep the original theme tunes. It's a shame that, you know, the original characters aren't in it, but I'm not going to say anything to spoil it, but If you like the original Men in Black, definitely go and see it. I think you'll enjoy it, and I think you'll be proud of what they've done. And as you've probably seen in the trailers, Liam Neeson is in it. But yeah, it was very good. And yeah, and I'm not gonna say anything. Don't want to spoil anything. But it's very cool. All right. Okay, so it's starting to take shape. Now, one thing I think is this bit over here feels slightly out of place. So let's shift it a bit. Oh, is it moving? Yeah, it is. I thought it wasn't moving there for a minute. Yeah, it's a bit better. It looked a bit slightly off. Hopefully you can see the shape of the face now a bit more easier. Okay. Now what it has done is it has revealed that I need to put a bit more shadow on the top. So let's do that. Just underneath this bit here. As I said, I'm just learning and going along. You know, painting's not my forte, but got it somehow. Let's get some really thick edges in there as well. Right. Yeah, I think that's a good level. And I think just a couple of little extra bits I need to add. This is just to differentiate these segments here a little bit. Alright. Good. And does that look silly? Yeah, it does look a bit silly, doesn't it? I was trying to see if I can try and straighten it, do a straight edge on it, but it's not really going to work, but that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so we're starting to get some face. So let me see how much face we could do before it's time to move on. And we'll call this base. How low can you go? How low can you go? Okay. What should we start with? I'll start with this vent thing on the front. I think that's a good starting point. So breathing mask. There we go. And we'll change it to the normal brush. Normal brush. Change it to 100%. And what colour can I make that? Because I feel like it needs to be. In fact, where's the? See what the original version was. just trying to find the one that was all coloured. There we are. So it's kind of still grey. All right, but we'll do a really good grey. So we'll do a more of a metallic grey. So we're gonna bit of artistic license. Let's see what colour works the best. Not bad. Not bad. Let me see if I can do a better grey than that. Yeah, I think I like that grey better. Okay, so undo. Zoom in. I mean, it's not really grey, it's more blue, but I just don't want everything to all be one colour and a bit dull and boring. But I'm going to colour the whole thing, even though I'm going to go over this with a different thing, just so that when I do colour, it's all going to fit as one big piece, and it means I can do one big mask as well, so it has its advantages doing that. Oops, didn't do that right. Still not right. There we go. Okay, let's make sure. Going to zoom out a bit to make sure that shape fits right. Okay, well the first thing I can see is, let me just change the whole thing. It's not level with the nose, so let me make sure it's level with the nose. Cool. So if I hide the outline, let's zoom in. Well, let's refine this a bit now. Oops. Because what I want to make sure is that it fits with the rest of the face. So it's balanced, so the face is nicely balanced. Okay. Make this a bit smaller. Give a nice edge. Do you know, it took me ages to get this smooth with these lines. You know, when I first did this, it was like, oh, it was really tricky, but I'm getting more and more used to it. Excellent. Okay, rotate again. Right, I'm going to chat in a minute. So if you want to say something, say hi, or you want to conversate, say hello. Now's the time, because I'm going to be going into chat in a second. If you do like this video, do like this stream, and you want to, feel free to share it with anybody. And obviously click a like if you do enjoy it. What I was going to say as well, if you do want to be notified, and you want to be aware of any new streams that become available, just click on the subscribe button and ring the little bell so you got your notifications. But do be mindful that depending on your settings, if you want to get an actual notification, make sure that you've got the right settings for your level. I know different people might want to be just told in different ways, want to be known straight away, so others might want to wait until, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, some might want to know straight away. Some of you might want to be notified once in the blue moon. However, what you want to be told, but just make sure your settings are correct so you don't miss a video when it becomes live. Okay, so the first thing I think I'm seeing with this is I think I can afford to make a few changes. Like, for example, stretch that to the bottom. Because let me get my outline again. Because the outline's right at the bottom, so I think I need to make this come down further into there. In fact, yeah, Okay, so bring, oops, undo what is, let me just see what I've just done. Okay. I think this needs to come into here. So this is why I needed to just do it without the lines once I had the shape there, so that I can adjust it to fit the face nicely. So definitely want this to be an improved version on the one that was actually on the original artwork. And I'm even thinking that this perhaps needs to be slightly shorter. No, not quite. Does that look better? Bit better, there we go. Let's zoom in a bit. Okay, let's have a quick chat on chat. See if anyone said hello. No, nothing yet, that's fine. That is okay. Fill that in. Okay, that doesn't quite look right, so let me just straighten that a bit. There we go. Nice. In fact, I think if I change the angle of this to be a bit straighter, because I want it to match the other side. How's that look? It's difficult doing symmetry when it's at an angle, because you have to bearing in mind that depending on how you're looking at a thing, the perspective will change. So trying to give that sense of this is symmetrical without it losing the shape. The thing is, once I've got the shape right, it will work. You know, I won't need to worry about it on the next bit. Think I've got it now. Have I got it? Have I got it? I don't know. I don't know if I've got it or not. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think I've got it now. Okay, so quick save. Right, so I think I can see where I probably need to change some stuff on this side and hide that, but I'll work on that off stream so I can get that side of the face more accurate. I mean, what I might even do is take this and just put it on the other side, but this definitely is off slightly, so I need to sort that out. But I'll do that next time. Alright, so we've got this now, so good old select and mask. Just that. Put the mask on. I'm going to put some shade on it first, but we'll need the blender for that and get some colours going. Now, I think I need to bring up the outline just because there is going to be some additional shading on it. No, actually, let's leave that for a minute. Let's get the basic shadows on first. Okay, so the first thing is going to be some level of shadow, just very faintly in the background there. Because what I can do is on the next bit use a darker shade of blue, that metallic-y blue colour, for the shadow part. There we go. Alright, a little bit more here I think. Now what level should this be? Let's try 20. 20 seems a bit strong, let's try 15. Whoops. Right, 15's good. Because what I need to do now is there's some grates on here, so I'll put the grates in first. Alright, so I think I'll do the grates on a different level, but I'll put it in a folder. So, grating. Choose a different brush. Solid brush. 100%. Choose the same colour, but we'll go a bit lighter. Okay, and here we go. So brush. Oops. If I go from the I'll go from. I use it as a reference, but I'm going to shift it over. So I'm going to go from here. Shift is the right one. All the way to the bottom. Okay. Oops. Let's hide the outline a sec. Now that's interesting because it's revealed something there. It's revealed the angle slightly wrong. Okay, let's tell you what, let me escape there a second. By shift, no. Why is that not working now all of a sudden? I can normally move this little circly bit, it won't. It's moving the whole lot. Why are you moving the whole lot? Oh come on, why are you playing about now? Sorry, but this little circle thing in here normally allows you to move it around, and for some reason it's not letting me do that. I'm not sure why. Undo. Why are you not letting me do this? That's crazy. It normally lets you move that little circle thing. And for some reason it's not letting me. And I don't know why you're not doing it. Because what it does is that little circle thing allows you to put the point anywhere you like. And then you can rotate it around the point. And it's not letting me move it. For some silly reason. I don't know why. Seriously, why is it not letting me do this? That's so annoying, it really is. Because it's going to be a lot harder to do this now because I can't angle it. Oh, this is a pain in the bum, to say the least. Why? I don't understand. I don't really understand why it's doing this. Okay, let me try something. Let's see if it'll let me do it now. Seriously, why are you not... This doesn't make sense. Why are you not letting me move that little thing? I don't know if Photoshop's getting glitchy or whatever, but that should let me move that little dot. Oh, this is so annoying. Because this would actually be easier to get that central, like I've just done now, with it. Okay. Okay. Do. Select and mask. Okay. Undo that a second. Okay. I'm having to fiddle around with this a little bit more than I should. Why is the mask not smooth? Mask is a bit... The edge of this mask seems a bit sharp. I'm going to change that to 0.8 and change smoothing to 4. No, not 43, 4. Wow. Not quite sure what's happening here. It's not really going to plan the way I expect it to. There we go. Alright, let's try this again. Good, that's better. Nice and smooth, perfect. Right, so go back to my brushes, blender, and I'm going to add some form of shadowing on this to make it look metal and everything else. So I've got the colour. I'm just doing on this one edge. Okay. And then blur it a little bit. But 3, 5. Trying to think what the right level is. I'll try 5 for now. So what I want to try and do is, I don't want it to be too. Don't want it to be too rounded. Oops, no, it's not what I wanted. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Perfect. 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 Okay, so go the other way. Yeah. Excellent. That's what I'm looking for. Yep, that's good. There we go. Actually, I better make sure I haven't done that. Yeah, that's fine. It's not different. Yeah, that's fine. Blur 20. Perfect. Okay, good. So we've now got one of these, and if I put this underneath, oops, don't want to lose that. And they can have a bit of shadow here. Whoops, smaller. Okay. Let's just get rid of this side first. So don't need it on this edge at all. Is good. And again, eraser. And there is a reason why I'm doing this. Because now that we've got one group, grating. What I can do now is this. See what I did there? And if I take those two to the other, oh right, that's interesting. Didn't expect that actually. It's fine though. Okay. I wonder why that edge is slightly off. So I'm wondering whether I should make the breathing mask a bit wider. So I was just trying to figure out why these two don't look too far over. Do you know what I realised? Actually, I just realised something. I've put it in the centre, but really it would be on the other. Based on where you're looking at, it would actually be on the side, wouldn't it? Now thinking about it, because you're looking at his helmet from this angle. So let me see if I can rotate it just a smidge. Yeah, there we are. Alright, so I'm going to finish off, I'm going to do one more part today, and that is the outer rim of this edge, and then I'll call it a day. But before I do that, let's see if anyone has been in chat. No, that's fine. So we're going for about an hour and a half, which is good, so we've got quite a bit done, so that's pretty cool. Now, I think this time I need to pick the silvery, more of the silvery colour. Or the ghost grey. There we go. And we're going to change brushes again to this one. Make it nice and solid. 100. And the good thing is, because we've already got the mask already there, we can do it. So, mask rim, I call this. Or, tell you what, let me call it breather ring. Breather rim. Makes more sense, doesn't it? Okay. So, brush. And all I need to do here, do a nice solid shape on the edge. In fact, let me do the other side. Bearing in mind this side is going to have to be larger than the other side. This one goes sort of, whoops. Because the other side is going to be less visible because it's more behind the scenes, so to speak. Okay. Right, so we'll hide the outline for a sec so that I can see how it looks. Okay, so I need to match that best I can. I think there's too much on this one, so I probably need to erase some of it. I think it's just a little too heavy. And in fact, realizing something. In fact, let me erase this a second. Oh, my pen just died on me. Yeah, I think it has just died on me. There we go. I think this is slightly wrong. Because this would be... Oops. I'll say this side would be really heavy. And this side won't be. So let's rotate and erase a bit. There we go. It's funny that you need to think about when you're doing these things. You don't always think about how it's going to look from an angle. For example, when I've started sort of doing any kind of drawing, one of the mistakes I make, and I'm sure a lot of people in the early stages of doing any art, particularly if you're doing like superheroes and things like that, is you tend to try and put everything visible from the get-go, and that's not how things work. Oh, now see, that looks good. I like that. I think that needs a slight tweak there, but I think that generally looks good. Looks right. But yeah, for example, if you're drawing like arms at that, the temptation is always to try and make both arms all visible, all the muscles visible. But you have to remember that if you're looking at the muscles from a particular angle, there are going to be hidden. You know, if you ever look at a person when they're standing up, if they're standing at the side, one arm is going to be disappeared behind the other, behind the shoulder, so you're not always going to see it. But it's easy. Whoops. But so often, and I know I've been guilty of this, is what I've done is oops. What I've done in the past. Oh right, that's interesting. Okay, that's very interesting. I wasn't expecting that at all. Why is that got all that there? Okay. How interesting. Okay. So bear with me 2 seconds. So I just need to fix this slightly. Not quite sure what happened there. There we go. And invert. I think. Sorry, bear with me. Oops. Why are you being silly? Sorry, I'm trying to work out why it's not doing this. For some reason, this is not working the way I want it. Okay, so I will come back to my comment in a minute. What is happening? Why is this not working the way? What the heck is going on? Sorry guys, be with you in a minute. I'm just trying to work out why I've got all this extra bit. I mean, it doesn't matter too much, but I want to make sure this mask works. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. This doesn't make sense. Okay, let's do it the easy way. What was I saying? Lost my train of thought now. That has really thrown me. Well, I know that I was saying about you know, when mistakes I've made is that when drawing bodies, this is this is not going the plan. Oh no! There we go. The temptation is to to try and make sure every muscle is visible, every joint is visible, and that's not. When you're looking at that, there are bits if you're looking at something from the side, you're not necessarily going to see it. It's often going to be hidden. And you have to remember that. Whenever you're drawing any kind of character, you have to remember that you're not always going to see everything. In fact, just realised that. I think I need to make that a little bit larger. Sorry, area a little wider. There we go. I'm sure there are easy ways of doing this, but at the moment, this is the best way I know, and probably the quickest. But yeah, but you know, if you're drawing a person from the side, you're not always going to see their arms. It's not always going to be visible, and so particularly if you're drawing like muscles and things like that, don't always just put everything you think that should be there. Always be mindful that things are going to be hidden. You're not always going to see all of the shoulder, all of the biceps, because I know, as I say, speaking personally, oftentimes I'm thinking, what's wrong with this picture? It's not looking right. It's not looking right. It's because I'm probably putting muscles in a visible sense where they're not actually going to be visible. And the other area that I've really been sort of working on and trying to improve on is when I'm drawing, like for example, the mask here. When I was drawing it, got to remember that you're not always going to see all of the mask. Some of it's going to be hidden. Some of it's going to be invisible. You're not going to see every aspect of it. So you have to kind of remember. Sorry, 1 second. You have to remember that the angle you're looking at might hide some of what Mars actually looks like from that angle. And although it doesn't look symmetrical, which is one thing I like things to be symmetrical, oops, it is not necessarily going to be symmetrical. It's going to look out of place. But if you take into consideration that fact that it's not a symmetrical face, it won't look as weird, because you look at it thinking, what's weird with it? Why does this face look uneven? It's because when you look at a face in reality from that angle, you don't see the whole cheek or the whole eye. There's going to be aspects where the eyes can be out of sight. No pun intended. It's really important to always keep that in mind. Okay. So let's select and mask this again. Let me just check if there's any chat. No chat. That's cool. There we go. That's brilliant. Let's expand it by 1 and get the colour in first, and there we go. Right, that's better. So all I need to do now is actually, let me look. See, why is it doing? That's not what I want. Sorry, it's not doing what I. Sorry, it's just not doing what I want it to do. don't know what's going on here. I need to get this right. Otherwise it's going to really mess this up. Oops. So let's do this. I know it's a bit old school doing it this way, but it's gonna, if it gets the job done. It's just not doing the job I was wanting it to do. And it's frustrating. So this is the thing about Photoshop, is it's a great program, but sometimes I find it just a bit of a headache. You think you're doing it right and it doesn't. Because I also noticed that the other day when I was using this, it was reversing everything. It's like, but I'm doing it the right way, but you're reversing everything. Just wasn't helpful. Okay. Let's try this again. Third time lucky. Okay, so in fact, I don't even need to do that. Well, I've done it. Actually, no, I need to do that. Select a mark. Invert. I think. No, okay. Sorry guys. It's just not going to plan for some reason. Why is this not working? I don't know if it's even done what I want. Alright, okay, I think it's finally done what I wanted it to do. Okay, so all I need to do now is just correct, just amend a few bits. In fact, let me just check something. So this is why I don't really like relying on masks and things, because sometimes it's more hassle than it's worth. But it is also important to use them. Oh, really? Ah. Come on, keyboard. There we are. Oops. In fairness, I probably should have done these masks before I did all this, because then I would have been all ready and set. Because I know I did it with everything, every other aspect of this, but I didn't do it on the face part, and I probably should have done in hindsight. But hindsight's a wonderful thing. Okay. Alright, so now we've got the mask in place now. Let's Get the blender brush back in. Choose that and then get the next colour down. Right. So I'll do the edge first. Let's do the outer edge first, because I need to come back and do some more later. Okay. And this is just to get the roundish shape on this. Okay, that's probably about the right level. Nope, come on. Okay. Oh, actually, let me do a little bit more on this bit here. There we go. All right. Okay, let's blur it quickly. Quickly. Oops, that's too much. Blah. 5. That's it, perfect. Okay. Does that look weird? No, this looks weird. Don't like it. Okay. Try and work out. No, it's fine. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the next level of shading on it. Which is this. So that's it. And try and work out where this needs to go. Underneath, there you go. I think that works. If you can see where I'm going with this now. Because now it's starting to give that sense of a boxy sort of shape. I think long term definitely don't want to blur all the time, because it has its disadvantages as well as it has its advantages. Okay. Right, I'm going to change something a second. That last little bit I wasn't totally happy with. That there. I think 5 was probably the right one. But if I do that, there we go. Zoom in a bit. Erase. Oop, hang on. There we go. A little too much erasing going on there. It's really hard to get that exact edge. Not quite. Nearly had it. Okay, and yeah, I think that side as well. It's amazing how little thin edge just makes all the difference. Okay. And the brush again, this time this is for this far edge to really give it some shadow. There we go. Okay. Oops. What level? That looks good. And I'm going to go on this bit here because I kind of feel is it this one? Kind of feel this needs a little bit more, just a hint more blur. But I'm going to get a try and get that edge a bit better. Okay. Right, let's do a little bit more. There we go. Right, okay, so that just leaves one. Let me just have a quick look on something a second. Inner shadow. Shadow. Your blender again, which is already there. And let's just put some inside the vent. Right, so 50 is too strong, 30 is too strong, 20. 20 not bad. There we go. Good, so we've got a nice bit of shadow in there, and let's put one underneath here as well. More shadow. Well, I'm not going to make it quite so dark this time. Why is that not showing? There we go. Trying to figure out why it wasn't showing, but now I've got it. So there we go. Because obviously that's going to blend in with the back. Yeah, definitely need to improve on my Photoshop skills. But I'm definitely getting better, but it's understanding masks and how to best make them work. Alright, so I'm going to finish up by just bringing in the line work at second, so you can sort of see where it's at. So that's with the line work, and that's without. So we're starting to get somewhere with the face. So all I've got to do now is add in these little spike things, this little cheekbone part, and obviously the eyes as well, but that'll be the next bit. But I know we didn't get as far as I would like, but bear with me. There's a lot of details on this, and I want to get each part right because I don't want to move to the next bit until it's there. So I might say it will take a while to do it, but I think we're going to stop there. We're going on for almost 2 hours. So I'm going to quick save it, hide the that layer, and I say what I'm going to do is this week I'm going to try and fix the side of that face so it looks a bit more accurate. This far bit here feels like it's sticking out way too much, and I need to fix that and get that squashed in a bit, but we'll sort that out at another stage. But thanks very much for watching. Do appreciate you sticking with me. And as I said, if you are enjoying this and you want to see more of these videos going forwards, just ping me a like and a subscribe, and hit that bell so you get notifications when it's available. And until then, I will be seeing you. Thank you very much. Bye bye.